Welcome back to episode 2, A Mom's Rule, How We Mom It.
Oh boy. Whoa. This is a loaded episode.
Mm-hmm.
This one's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So we are so excited that you joined us for the second episode of Sol Sal. And really we just want to kind of talk about our roles as moms and how we get through each and every day. Some of our barriers, some of the challenges, successes, and really just like we all have multiple children. So how do you mother multiple children that all have different personalities and need different parenting under the same roof?
I don't know.
So
Moms are superheroes.
Yeah,
We'll just say that.
For sure. I should have brought my cape.
Should've brought the
I
kids.
have one because I have boys and we have costumes, baby.
We all have costumes,
Yeah.
I think, from one time.
Yes,
or another.
yes. That's the best part about being a mom is taking a superhero to the grocery store.
Absolutely.
Has anyone else
yeah.
done that? Like I took
Oh,
Iron
yeah.
Man to the grocery store a few
Yeah.
weeks ago. It was awesome.
Several times.
We
Yeah.
used
My
to have-
son used to do swim trunks and snow boots.
Oh, I like it. We've
And
done
everything
that.
had to be Disney cars. That was it, Disney cars, but that's what we were into.
Nice,
For sure.
nice. So the motto at our house is, if by the time bedtime rolls around, everybody makes it to bedtime alive, it has been a good day.
Good day.
Yeah. So that's how I get through being a mom sometimes. I mean, it's a good day if everybody makes it out alive, including the dog, because he's insane. He's crazy.
Well, I would say I have the oldest child here, so I'm probably the longest mom, just by a little bit. But I'd probably say how I mom it is I'm an old school. Let me just say this. I'm an old school mama, and they call me mama, and my nickname is mama, so obviously that shows I'm a lover for kids, and I have a passion and a heart, but I'm old school. I have a lot of old values, and I'm a young mom still, but I feel like I raised my kids on old traditions, and but I'm a fun mom,
Yeah.
I'm the gangster mom.
Are your kids gonna agree with that? Are your kids gonna agree with
Yes.
that? I think they would.
absolutely.
Yeah, they would. They
So
would. That's
would.
awesome. I love it. I love
My
it.
car's the one bumping in at the
That's
hospital at
awesome.
7 a.m. Me and JoJo rolling in, like,
That's
you
awesome.
know. But no, seriously, I like to have fun with my kids. But I am that old school traditional still. I believe in a lot of old values, and so that's kind of how I mom it. A little bit of best of both worlds, I think. Try to be, at least. I try to be.
I like it. We had Screamo in the car on the way to church today, just in case anyone was wondering. So that's, yeah. There's. Did you see the horrified look? So we had a little flyleaf Screamo in the car today. So I get it. I get it. You gotta listen to what the kids listen to, and it's fun. It's a little insane.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So my kids would tell you all that I'm the fun killer and the queen of no.
Oh.
That's my favorite word is no.
Queen of no. That's what my boys have called me for a long time, and most people know that I'm not super fun. I'm pretty like regimented. I'm a rule follower. I am definitely.
You're structured.
I'm structured,
structured.
and I believe in teaching, mentoring, and discipline as needed, within reason, obviously. But one of the favorite stories. So all these girls have known me for close to 2 decades or more.
Yeah.
And when we built our home, we had flat paint. And my boys had to go nose to the corner when they were acting up. And there was a lot of tears shed in the corner. And we had one corner they had to stand in that had tear marks all down the flat paint from, those
The flat
moments
paint,
when they weren't listening. And so, yeah, I believe in just
The fun kill corner. Then.
Yeah. There, I like
Fun
it.
The fun kill corner.
I do believe in, holding my children accountable for bad behavior, but teaching them as to why it was bad behavior and helping them get past it so that they are respectful young men. And I want them to be good humans when they're adults
Yes.
and interacting with others in a
I would
professional life.
hope I would hope that's every mom's goal.
Absolutely.
Is to
Yeah.
raise their
Exactly.
children to be good humans, because that's what you are as a mom. Like, that's your role. Like, you can't just have this human and be like, yeah, do what you want.
Good
Exactly.
luck.
You have to be like, no, like, be better than I am.
Exactly.
Be better. So,
I'm not the friend.
No.
yeah.
I tell my kids that. I will be your friend. Like, my mom told me, I will be your friend when you move out and pay your own bills.
Yeah.
My mom and I are awesome. We get along great. And I feel like I'm like my mom's mini now. Like, the same thing. Because if I hold my kids to a higher standard, guess what? They meet it every single time.
Every time.
I mean, sometimes it takes a couple times because they're little and in middle school. But, like, but they meet it. Oh, she's in high school now. Darn it, sorry. But they meet it every single time they meet those high standards. And I put my kids in the corner like you because I learned that from you. I love it.
I always set the timer that was age appropriate, so they weren't there for too long, but just long enough to think about it. And you know what? They usually didn't repeat the same behavior a second time. They learned from that time in the corner to like. Nope.
My kids like to learn it a few times. They must have liked the corner. They must have liked it because they're like, yeah, no
big deal.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, Zeke and Zeb like the corner. They like the corner.
Yeah.
Olivia never in the corner. She is like, oh, you want me to do this? I'm like, this is why she's first. I'm convinced that God gives you the easy child to make you realize you can parent, that you're a good parent, and then they give you like, our youngest is insane. He's got a head of curly blonde hair that's a
mine was
warning.
opposite, but mine was probably. I don't know how I have a second child. My daughter was very challenging when she was little. She would hiss at people. Like, where did you learn this?
That's why I like
her.
her.
Hissing at people. And she was the queen of temper tantrums when she was small. But now it's like it reversed somehow, and now she's amazing. Like my daughter's.
Very
I've
sweet.
never got a
Awesome.
bad, report card, nothing. But when she was little, I'm like, oh no.
I say I came in like a lion out, or came in like a lion, out like a lamb with mine. You know, so obviously my first one, and God bless him. Obviously, I think that is
challenging.
It was very challenging, but he knew what he wanted, and you know, there's a gift. I believe in strong-willed children.
Oh,
you know, and I learned very young, as a young mom, tame but don't break the spirit.
Yes.
Tame but don't break the spirit.
Yes.
And so I truly believe that him being strong-willed and him being determined and knowing what he wanted. When they're little, they don't know how to handle that.
Right.
So it's
it's
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
throw myself down.
And you don't even know how to mother it. You know, as
you
a young
don't.
mom.
You're like,
But I do believe that those were all the things that led him to be very successful in his
absolutely.
life. So he was definitely my lion, and I still call him my lion.
I love it.
And then I came out like a lamb. So each one of my children, they got softer.
Yeah.
But I prayed for that.
I get that.
I said, Lord, you know.
See, I wasn't smart enough for praying for them in a certain order. I just got like Yahtzee.
He did. I said, when I had my second one, or my daughter, my middle one, I said, Lord, because he was so busy, and God bless him. I mean, the energy it's great, and I miss that. I miss that. I look back and I think, man, those were some of the best things that
and you really blink and
they're gone, but I said, Lord, you know what I can handle. And when he gave me my daughter, she was almost so quiet you forgot she was in the room.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, wait a minute.
My son was the same
yeah,
way.
so quiet you forgot she was in the room.
And he would go to sleep easy, and I'm like,
just so easy. Like, it was like, what?
Yeah.
And then my baby, he's my lamb, and I call him my lamb because he is my peacemaker. He's kind of like the soul, the joy, So, although we came in with a challenge, we finished with the lamb, but, it's amazing how you can have 3 kids, or, you have 3, and that you can have 3 kids and they all be so different,
So different.
But, I mean, it's definitely a learning, and not easy, but
it's
I think
always
that
learning. You're always learning.
Yeah.
You meet them at their need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's how I feel like I mom it is like each one of them, you meet them at their need and you kind of know.
Yeah.
There's not ever a favorite. I
No.
don't ever think that there's a favorite,
No.
and I know growing up, you know, I probably said to my little brother, you were the favorite, or you were the
Oh,
because you were the
absolutely.
baby. But looking back, I realized that, you know, I realized that what my parents did, and that's how I obviously
To meet each,
Yep.
you
everybody
meet them
at their
their
own
need.
individual
They're
level.
in their own,
Yeah.
individual level, and so there's a favorite for something.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
for something,
for
Or
but
a
it's not the
favorite
favorite
moment.
overall.
Sure.
Exactly, it's
favorite
not the
moment,
favorite
yeah.
overall. It's just a favorite for
And it
something.
could be even
or
little things like
exactly.
like Raiden and I love to watch the same TV show. So so
Exactly.
that's like our thing. Like we'll like, hey, Mom, did you watch the next episode of Flash with me? Like, you know, or Arrow, whatever we're watching, and it's just little things. But Bailey's like, hey, I'm gonna go get a hose at Lowe's. Yep, I'm coming. Because it's like,
Yeah.
no matter where we're going, you know what I mean? So it's like you meet them and they're all individuals and they're so different, but you have to mom each one different.
So at our house, I did not birth my oldest. I got 2 for the price of 1. I guess technically I'm a stepmom, but we just don't, she's mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a whole different animal because I walked in, I say I got the better end of the deal because they just got me, but I got 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
And it's learning how to gracefully walk through that being a step parent,
Yeah.
but still parenting because I was fortunate. She was 3 when I got her. When she entered my, I say when I got her, like because she was my gift. She was like a gift to me. Like God just gave this precious little girl to me. Sorry, Olivia, you're not little anymore, but you're still precious. How do I help her walk through this with grace? Because it's not easy to go back and forth from our house to her mom's house, but she just does it, and it is so amazing.
And it's probably because she feels comfortable with both.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you didn't
She's
make
so
it
awesome.
a step parent thing. It's,
No.
blending is very hard, and I feel like she's probably so comfortable because of the situation you're in.
And she doesn't remember life before me, so I do get to parent her,
Absolutely.
which is so fun. You know, and I always check in. Hey, you still good? We still good with? Because I know, you know. She's like, no, I like it because I know that I can trust you and that I can count on you, which is really cool. Because that whole step parenting dynamic,
That's hard.
it's hard sometimes, but we try, and I hope that I can walk through it and help someone else walk through it with more grace than I'm stumbling through it, because I feel like sometimes you just stumble. Do you ever just feel like you're just stumbling through the mom
probably
thing?
every day.
Isn't that what you do with the first child? You stumble the whole way.
Yeah.
I still feel like I
You
stumble.
Yeah.
I always tell my oldest Trenton that I feel bad because I kind of feel like he's my guinea pig.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they are kind of your.
I have 2 guinea pigs.
I learned through the mistakes that I've made with him, and I can apologize for them, but I can't undo them.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we can all agree we were all young moms.
Yeah.
And so, as a young mom, I mean, I look back and I realize I grew with Christian.
Oh, absolutely.
I grew with Christian.
I mean,
So
I Bailey at 18.
it's
Absolutely.
like we're growing, we're walking alongside, and you know, so they are. It's kind of like your guinea pig, but it's your
in
But
such a
not
good
in
way,
a
though.
negative
Such a
way.
good
It's a
way.
positive.
Such a good way,
Positive.
because
you really
makes
are
you grow.
growing, and you know, then by the time you have your other children, you know, you've got some time behind you, and you know, granted they were the test, so it's like.
Whoops, sorry.
You know, but I think you do the best that you can, and you know, and I feel like that I can say that confidently, that I think that we all, you just to do the best that you can.
Yeah.
You bring them home, you're not given a book.
No.
And even if
But
you
you know,
were,
read those
it
books.
wasn't.
They don't
You
help.
know you
No.
love them. You
Yeah.
know you love them, and you figure it out.
And it is
and
and
love just takes you
it's
there.
Love is
even
the
a
end game.
love,
That
I
is
mean, that's
it.
end game right
It's
there.
And you know, and if you can raise your kids, and like I said, my oldest is 21, and so obviously he's at an age where I can actually talk to him now and be
Yeah.
like, hey, listen, I know mom wasn't always right, or mom didn't
Absolutely.
always make the right
Yeah.
choices, or I didn't, you know.
But I love to hear when my kids say, Mom, I know you tried.
But you tried.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, and that's a beautiful, I know, Mom, it's a beautiful thing.
It is. When they
You
can
did a
reflect
good
back.
job.
That's okay.
But
And
yeah.
sometimes you have to look back. We're hard on ourselves, and it's like you look back at your kids, and you're just like, I did that. Like I
Hell
created
yeah.
that. I
Hell
did
yeah.
that. And so you know that again, that is only God who gives us those
When
abilities.
you pray every night, like, please, you know what I mean?
The
Just
love of a mother.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
so
There's
That's
nothing
how-
like
yeah.
it. It's unfortunate some kids don't have that. But
Yeah.
I didn't have that. So for me, it was, I really wanted my kids to know that I'm there, no matter what, and faith will get me through it somehow, and don't see me struggle. But I know I've apologized to my kids too many times, but they are always so forgiving of me.
Yeah, and when you're 20, like I was, with
Yeah.
being a first-time mom, there's patience that just isn't quite developed yet.
No.
Than
Yeah,
when
no.
you're 25 or 26 when
Well,
you have
and-
your
And
other children.
and
Absolutely.
I have a girlfriend that had her kids in her 30s, like later 30s, and she's such a different mom than I was. And it's just the dynamic of it, because she's mature and she's got her life together, and now she has these girls, and I'm like, man, I sometimes view myself like, I didn't do that, man, like, sorry again. Like,
Isn't that
and-
something we do though? Like we, as women and as moms, look at
other moms,
other
you
moms,
know?
Oh,
social
absolutely.
media,
Absolutely.
Pinterest, and go, I'm not doing it right.
Yes, yes.
But we are.
But
We're doing it right.
We're doing it all right for ours, and I know she will even say to me, like, man, I wish I could be more like you. So it's like, it goes back and forth, and
I'm thankful because I got married at 27-ish, and Olivia walked into my life more like twirled like a ballerina into my life, and so
her
then
little pigtail.
we didn't have have Zeke until 28. So I got to watch all my friends be awesome moms
Yeah.
and learn from each one of you guys.
And pass babies around.
Yeah,
like,
we
to
passed
cry.
that. It's fun. It's fun. I love passing
She
babies
almost
around.
didn't become a mom because of one of mine.
All season. That's
The
how
smallest one.
her
The
smallest one did not sleep.
He didn't
But
sleep.
it, you know what? That
He had
prepared
colic.
me. Yeah. But it prepared me because Zeke did not sleep because Zeke was gross. He had oozing, bleeding, nasty eczema from like 6 weeks of life on. It was awful.
His skin was
There was no sleeping, and he wouldn't take a bottle because all he wanted to do was nurse, and I'm an introvert and I need to not be touching people all the time. And I'd call my mom in tears, Mom! Because my husband busts his butt and works a ton of hours to take care of us so that I can be home with our kids. And so he's working, and I'm like, Mommy! Because when you need something, that's what you say, right? Mommy? And she's like, all right, you come over and you nurse the baby, and then you got 2 hours. I just went and sat in my car by myself, quiet. And then I'm like, I'm a terrible mom. But I look back
But
now
we
and I'm
have
like,
all those moments.
I know.
but
I look
you're
back
not.
now and I'm like,
And
no,
you need it.
no, it
You
was
need
good. It was
those
good
moments.
because he made it out alive. He's good now. So, what about school? Everyone's kids do something different. Like we homeschool. You guys all do public school.
Yeah, so this year I had, I obviously had one in college who did remote, and then I actually had my high school, though my daughter, she had the choice, and she chose to do remote, and then my youngest went to school.
Okay.
But for the outside of that, and obviously that was just because of a COVID year, that my daughter did a remote. My kids have always gone.
Well, Bailey
gone
wanted to
school.
do remote for college, but my son was like, no, I want to go to school.
Yeah.
So that difference again, like, my son's like, no, I don't want to do this at home. This is awful. But
My boys all wanted to go to school, and when we had to be remote last year because
That
of
was tough.
COVID, I realized, and I always knew this, but it reinforced that I am not a teacher, nor have I ever been able to be one.
yes.
A great respect for
Yes,
every
yes.
person I
You
know that
found
is a
respect,
teacher.
that's for sure.
I always had
Absolutely.
respect, but it sealed the deal, put a gold stamp on it, and made me like 100
Glitter cannons. Like,
80%.
you guys rock.
Just appreciative of what
Yes.
our teachers go through every single day. And I've been pretty lucky that one of my best friends was a teacher, and actually one of my other best friends was a teacher before she was a principal.
Wouldn't want that job. Don't want to be the
So I feel like I've always talked about education with the people around me and how important it is to our youth. But goodness gracious, as a mother,
It was
homeschool
hard.
would be Hades on earth for me.
Because I came from the public school setting, I love it because
You've seen both
I've seen both
perspectives.
perspectives, but I love it because everybody's kid's doing something different. And as moms and parents, we know our kids. Nobody knows your kids better than you, and you know what they need. Like I know that my boys public school wouldn't necessarily be what's best for them right now. I'm not saying later it won't be what's best for them, but my husband and I had that discussion knowing our kids. So moms, don't get beat up because someone chooses to homeschool, or you homeschool one kid and send one kid to public school and one kid's online school, because we have to do what's best for our kids,
exactly.
right?
And you have
Because
to know
they're
your
all
kid.
different. Yeah.
Again, like how we were talking about their need. You meet them at their need, and so I think you know your child and you know what's best for them, you know, and you just make the best decisions that you can. You
That's
know.
it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you feel like you're wearing a blindfold.
Yeah.
Through
That's
being a
parenting.
mom.
Or sometimes you try and it doesn't work, and you're like, okay, we go back
we
to
try
this.
again.
Sometimes do you want to put a blindfold on? We found a turd in the bathtub the other night, so let's just start there. I just want to throw that out there because there's funny parts about parenting. And sometimes you just put the blindfold on and stick your fingers in your ear and go, la, 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 it didn't happen. They're too old for that to happen.
We had a lot of that when
it
my
happens.
kids were little. I do miss stuff like that.
I don't know what my boys were doing. But we laughed really hard about it. So some days you find a turd in the bathtub, and some days your kid walks across and graduates high school with honors, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you find holes in the walls when they ride their hoverboard in the house and they're not allowed.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's true.
I like it.
But I think we can all agree there's nothing better
No.
than being
Mommy.
Mom.
Yeah.
What would we do with our time if we weren't moms?
I
I'm
don't
already
know.
boring.
I'm
I
actually-
bored. I know, I'm so boring.
couldn't imagine.
I'm actually learning that because my kids are getting
Yes.
older,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
so
it's
they're
such a
not.
new role. It's such
a new role, and I think that, you know, I shared that in episode 1. It's a transition, and you
It's
not
empty
really
nest
prepared
syndrome.
for it
Yes,
until
it's
it happens.
Yeah, the empty
And although I
nest
still have
syndrome
younger
is-
ones, they're still older
Yeah.
and they're not as needy.
Yeah, they're not.
And
needy.
that's different, you know, it's different. So now I'm learning to, what is it that you like to do? What is it that you can do? Like,
you're relearning yourself
Yeah.
all over again
Mhm.
because it is like my daughter will be 21 in a couple months, and my son is driving, which is so scary, and just the thought of him being like, oh hey, I'm gonna leave, and I don't have to take him somewhere, like, what am I gonna do with my time?
I can't wrap my brain around that yet because we're not there yet. We got another, 6
blink, girl, and it'll be
6
there.
months
it'll be
before
there.
a permit.
It'll be
so,
there.
Yeah. So
And it'll
yeah.
be there.
I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
When I physically say my daughter is a junior in college, like it's
I still
very-
have trouble with your daughter being a junior in college.
junior in
Yeah.
college, it's really hard, and it's another new mom role that you're gonna.
If you've ever had a mentor mom tell you, don't blink because it's going to pass by,
They're not kidding.
they're not kidding.
Not kidding.
Because a decade goes by in what seems like a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
Hug your babies. No
Hug
matter
your
how old
babies.
they are, hug your babies.
Yeah, hug your babies.
Love your babies.
Love your babies
Yes.
and realize that
Unconditionally.
they're not going to be babies.
And realize
for
that
very
you're-
long.
That every mom is different, and just do your
the best
best.
you
Yeah.
can.
God gave you those children that you're supposed to love in your own unique way, and you're all the mom you're supposed to be for those kids.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. He handpicked those kids just for you.
And
Yeah.
pray
So.
and pray and pray.
I think on that note, ladies,
I think
we mommed it pretty well
We
tonight.
mommed
I
it.
Yeah,
think
we mommed
did.
it.
We
Yeah.
did. It was fun, guys.
It was
And
fun.
we hope to see you on episode 3.
Absolutely.
Just
Alright.
remember, you're enough.
Exactly. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.